Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hi there, it's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome one and all. Today is what, May 28th? Yeah, May 28th, 2024. This is Pop Culture Warrior, episode 171. It's the show where I stay up to date of all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am CQ, I am your Pop Culture Warrior. And joining me tonight, our beloved co-host. He's the man in the bubble. He's the Marine with the mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Mike.
What's up?
All the enthusiasm for being here. Absolutely all
Overly enthusiastic has been how I have been described before.
Overly enthusiastic. Overly enthusiastic. Quick shout out. Hey, everybody that's watching. Jim, I see you there, bud. Mark, hey, back at you. And Heath, what's this show about? It's my first time. I find it hard to believe, Heath. I really do.
Seinfeld, we don't really talk about anything.
It's a show about nothing. Joe from Good Night from Cork, Ireland. Hey, God bless, man. Thank you for popping in. You have a good night as well from Cork, Ireland. Is that how the Irish would pronounce that? Cork?
Probably not.
Cork. I'm not making fun. I'm legitimately curious how to pronounce. I mean, us Westerners would say Cork Island. Anyway, Ireland. Tonight we have no guests joining us, but in lieu of that, which let me just first say, the next couple of weeks we have incredible guests joining us. We'll talk about that more later. But in lieu of that, I don't know. I'm feeling froggy. We do a giveaway. Mark says, serving in Maryland. What part of Maryland? Let us know, man. Joseph, quick, bust out some Crayolas to get Mad Mike in the mood. Yes. Let's highlight that comment because that shit's funny. Right there in the bottom. Bust it out. Just not quite. Sounds like what you have in the bottle of wine. Yeah, figured. APG, that's what? Aberdeen Proving Grounds, right, Mark? There you go. We got Mark, who's in Maryland, Joe, who's in Cork. He says, it's not quite, sounds like what you have in the bottle of wine. Yeah, Cork. So Cork Island.
Okay, yeah, that's how we're saying it, right?
That's what I was saying. I just making sure, man. I'm trying to be culturally appropriate. I was, trying. Oh, and Heath says, I watched Furiosa. It was a movie. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
Pay to see that hot garbage.
we're gonna talk about that.
Adam Webb.
We're gonna talk about that. Mark says, I'm an AGR. I'm guessing that's Active Guard Reserve, right? It's got to be active Army.
I could throw together letters too. I'm a ZQB.
I'm a TLBAG.
FGI.
I'm a FBI Federal Booby Inspector.
I said GI.
Damn it. The actual Kingsman says the chin is strong tonight. There you go. The chin. Can you give us like a profile shot? Can you give us a little
strong.
just an angle?
Can't handle it.
Yeah, you crack the lens.
Show will stop working.
Yes. Active Guard Reserve. There you go. See, I was right. I know letters. So like I was saying, no guest tonight. Can we talk about the Herald and the Purple Crayon live action movie? You make fun, but
You had me at purple crayon.
It's not. No, it's not that kind of purple crayon. It's not the eating kind.
Every crayon is edible. Just because it says it's toxic does not mean it's true.
Everything's edible if you try hard enough. Just saying.
Right?
There are some live action things we're going to talk about. Where do we start? Oh, first up, next week, incredible guest, absolutely phenomenal guest, someone I'm a huge fan of. And if you enjoyed the series Heroes, you'll be a huge fan of too. Greg Grunberg is going to be joining us next week. He famous for Heroes, famous for he was one of the pilots in like Star Wars. He was one of the like the Red Ranger one. I don't know, whatever the hell they called themselves. One of the pilots, you know, like Red 1, Red 2, Red 5, Hot 6. I don't know. But yeah, he'll be on the show.
What? Hot sex?
Hot
Is
6.
that your pilot name? Hot sex? You left a butt out there. Hot butt sex coming in.
Oh God. Anyway,
Lubed and ready to go. What? Why did we let this guy in? We're that desperate for people?
it's the Navy, man. It fit right in. Anyway,
Rebels. Everyone gets in.
rebels. Let's see. Scott says, I didn't miss the giveaway, did I? No. We'll do it second hour after the break. Okay, we start with where to start with. First of all, something that's been bothering me for a while, and I brought this up multiple times, but I have it now. I have it here, ladies and gentlemen. My guest to start off the show, the Red Hulk. Get a round of applause. Yay, Red Hulk.
In underwear? Those like Joe boxers?
They kind of look like it. I think they're meant to be pants that have split, but Red Hulk
Ford in his underwear.
I'm gonna eat Mad Mike. Anyway, this upsets me for so many reasons. This upsets me. Where to begin? He has hair, which is good. But it doesn't have a mustache. Okay? And now that might seem like not a big deal to most people. Might not seem like a big deal. But he should have a mustache. This character design should have a mustache. Now, obviously, Harrison Ford ain't gonna grow a mustache for his and the reality of it, like in the comics, the character he had like a little bit of gray, kind of like the Mr. Fantastic, kind of like a little gray, but mostly black not handlebar, but whatever you call that mustache, fucking caterpillar mustache, you know, and obviously Harrison Ford can't pull off jet black hair and a jet black mustache, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to the character. And honestly, of all the MCU characters, name a character in the MCU that is the most recent creation, right? You think about the entire MCU, Red Hulk would have to be probably the newest creation, because I would say it was like that and maybe like Ms. Marvel. Because I think Miss Marvel was 2000 something, but Red Hulk I think is even newer than that. So for them to redesign a character that's so recent, I just I don't know. I don't know.
If Harrison Ford, like you said, he's not dyeing his hair.
Yeah.
So why would the Red Hulk all of a sudden have Cocoa Midnight jet black hair?
Jet black hair. He
turned into Red Hulk and he got younger. Like, that's stupid.
Red Hulk didn't have a mustache until later? No. All right, we're gonna stop everything. Let's see. Red Hulk first appearance. We're gonna stop this show in its tracks. January 2008, Hulk Volume 3 is the first appearance of Hulk. And did he not have the mustache? It doesn't look like he did. Eh, Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I distinctly remembered a mustache. Which, again, that makes it even more ridiculous than if he didn't have a mustache, then later had a mustache just cuz.
Maybe it's when the character grows it out, then he has it.
I know, because he had and I'm looking at the pictures now, the reference pictures. Thaddeus Ross, who was the guy who becomes Red Hulk, at the time had a gray mustache, gray hair, gray eyebrows, and yet turns into Red Hulk, no mustache, jet black hair.
Hulks can't grow facial hair, apparently.
Comic books, I guess. That's how you know. Comic books. That's the answer. Comic books.
Probably sent it over to the colorists, and they've, just colored right over it. They never bothered to fix it.
That's really crazy. I talk about a Mandela effect. I really remember him having a black mustache, but I guess maybe it was a later interpretation of him. Huh. Anyway, CQ was out cultured. Ah, that hurts. That hurts. Scott says, I get disappointed with gender and race swaps. CQ gets angry at mustache swaps.
I want him to help. I got a Hulk mustache.
Agent Run. Let's see. Joe says it's a gotcha. It's a fool ya that it's not Harrison Ford's Ross that becomes Red Hulk. It ends up being Agent, like the character played by Martin Freeman. Agent Ross, played by Martin Freeman's character. I mean, that's one way to go about it. I don't think you
Makes
would,
sense,
though.
because they're not going to keep paying Harrison Ford to be in the movies.
I mean,
guy's only going to do like one or two, and then he's got to make another shitty fucking Indiana Jones movie to pay all his FAA tickets.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, I stand corrected. Red Hulk did not appear initially with a red or a black mustache. That's I just I don't know.
Could have a red mustache, and he just dyes it later.
Nobody could tell I got a mustache.
Yeah, that's true.
How to dye it.
Yeah, just gotta dye this red mustache black.
Comes in all red.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. So in outside of the whole mustache gate, I just find it hysterical, and we've kind of touched on this before, that Marvel.
I don't know why he's got a tag coming out of his left eye.
Right.
That
This
was
is
never
not
in the comic book.
This was never comic accurate. What the fuck is this shit? He stepped in toilet. He's got toilet paper. He just went to the bathroom.
Yes.
He's got toilet paper just dangling off his thigh. But no,
Can't feel toilet paper.
Hulk arms too tiny to reach toilet paper. Oh man. The thing is, why? Okay, we know why this happened. We know this. Red Hulk is supposed to be a surprise for the movie. Obviously, at the last minute, they would have probably teased it so that to generate the buzz. And then the movie is supposed to come out at the same time as the McDonald's toy line. Contractually, McDonald's had a contract with Marvel saying this is the date we're going to release the toys, which lines up with the movie. Now, because of obviously reshoots and Hollywood shutdowns and all that, the movie gets bumped. But McDonald goes, hey man, we got a contract. Date is the date. Doesn't change. And I can only imagine Marvel is absolutely losing their shit internally that Red Hulk, the big announcement that the Red Hulk's going to be in this movie, comes in the form of this little squishy, dangly thing. This is your monument. Like, think about how Deadpool and Wolverine has absolutely crushed it. Their marketing, right? Little tease here, you got your dog pool, right? And then in another tease, what's that? Like some of the old X-Men characters. What's that? We got the TVA, like nice little just morsels to get you whet the appetite, right? At first, we didn't see Wolverine in all his, then we see the suit. They're still hiding the mask. We know the mask is going to be in there. It has to be in there. But they're hiding it, right? They're giving us little by little. Imagine if, like, they're like, hey, the new Deadpool movie's coming out. And, like, before anything's announced, like, there's a Wolverine plushie, with the Deadpool tag on it.
Like,
and you're like, that's how we find out Wolverine's in it?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Because those are, like, terrible interpretations, too. It's like they had blind people design them or something. I don't know. They're always like super bad, and it's like, why? Who signed off on this?
No. I like that. He says, "Show me on Red Hulk where Angry Elf touched you." You guys are hilarious. Reading all the chats. Worst ways to find out.
It'll be funny
though.
if they like take him out of it completely or something.
Yeah, just to fuck over
you
McDonald's.
No more Red Hulk.
You don't like it? Fuck it. We'll take him out. Red Hulk's not in the movie. Which is basically what they did with Green Hulk for was it Infinity War, right? There was all these promos with him in like the Battle of Wakanda, and basically cut him out of the movie. I mean, they changed it, but same difference. That all being said, I still feel like, if you're Marvel, what do? Right? Like, the cat's out of the bag. Like, at this point, just show us a trailer, right? Do something.
Yeah.
Give us a character poster.
Here you go. Here's the trailers. I think they're scared because I don't think it's going to be a good movie.
I don't think it's going to be a good movie either.
It's a terrible idea. The show was probably the best they'll ever do with that new Captain America, who it's terrible. I mean, I've read the comics with it. Never was a fan. I thought it was a stupid idea. It's it's during that phase where they got to change everything and tailor it to
made more sense
minority.
I mean, he had some sort of super soldier serum in him, so that just made sense.
Like, it's like, oh, let's put Hawkeye as Captain America. It's like, it's not gonna be good. It's not the same thing.
It's like, so Superman's like, you know what? I'm gonna hang up the cape. Here you go, Jimmy Olsen. You're now Superman.
That's what you're doing. It's like the guy's not even 100% rated at the VA for crying. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, Jesus Christ.
On at 30% for tendonitis, and he's taking over the reins of Captain America. He's about to be 100%. That's for sure.
Hey, Keith. Angry Elf says, they can't show a trailer because, they haven't finished shooting the movie yet. So they're still behind. They're reshooting the whole movie.
Just cancel it. Make another show. I don't know. It's just, I didn't know. When they announced that, I was like, that's going to be stupid.
But speaking of good marketing, Deadpool and Wolverine, again, has just been crushing the marketing department. Have you seen their newest things? I think it's at AMC Theaters. You can go and they have a claw machine. And you get these special tokens. You put it in the claw machine. You grab the little plastic egg, and inside of it are those little Deadpool Hearts Wolverine friendship bracelets. Yeah, you can actually go to a theater and get one. You have to win it in a claw machine, but like everybody's getting it. It's not like these things are set up to either win or lose, and they're basically set up to win. So,
they just gave him a shit ton of money, huh?
I mean, you think about it. Everything else Marvel was canceled this year. Where you think, fuck it, put all that money into marketing and rebranding and whatnot. But we're going to talk more about Deadpool here in a minute. But first, the new Beetlejuice trailer dropped. So have you seen it, Mike? Have you seen it?
No, I think you sent it to me, but I never watched it.
You never watch things I send you. I got to stop sending you things. It's enough. But, ladies and gentlemen at home, for your listening and viewing pleasure, let's watch the Beetlejuice trailer.
Here's a preview Be warned, it's intense.
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
Death is hard.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
When I was a teenager, a trickster demon terrorized our entire family and tried to force me to marry him. I believed he was gone forever until you found this in the attic.
Ew. Who's Beetlejuice?
Don't ever say that name.
Beetlejuice.
No, Astrid, I am serious. If you say his name 3 times, he will appear.
Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
I'm gonna make you so happy.
The living. The dead. Can they coexist? That's what we're here to find out.
Where is Beetlejuice?
Where's Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice!
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination. Really? Is this a figment of your imagination?
And we're back from the trailer. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Seeing that trailer, let me know your thoughts. I was just discussing with Mad Mike here.
Yeah, we already talked about it. We'll move on. What else we got?
Let's move on. All the people on YouTube watched
Tune in
us.
on YouTube. They heard it.
They know what happened. Scott says, "Wait a minute, no Alec Baldwin? Huh? I wonder why." That's
Nobody wanted
too
to get
soon.
shot in the face. That's
Too
why.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Tim Burton's like, not today, Alec. Not today.
Oh dang, the volume from your video is a bit quieter from the trailer. Just got my ears blessed. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry about that. My bad.
Is it
My
thing?
bad.
Probably put a warning up.
What's a sandwich you would fight somebody? Tyler wants to know, what's a sandwich you would fight somebody for?
Cock meat.
You would. I'm trying to take it serious. What's a sandwich I would fight somebody for? Man, I don't know of something that's so damn good that I'd fight somebody over it.
Right?
I'd have to be like starving.
If I'm starving, I'm not going for a sandwich.
Billy says peanut butter and bacon. I don't know about that. I guess. I'm gonna go with a Chipotle Philly cheesesteak. There you go. That's my answer. I answered the question. Let's see. So talking about the trailer, yeah, like Billy says, at least Tim Burton did it. Like, that's great. Like, it's always a weird thing to bring in someone else to do something that's so visually unique. It would be like doing Across the Spider-Verse with different directors and animators than the first movie, and you're like, it wouldn't make sense. It's just different.
Yeah. You get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what you get.
That's what you get, exactly. Oh man. Yes, Brady says original characters. Yep, we got some returning characters. Beetlejuice gave Winona Ryder PTSD, hence why she started shoplifting. Jesus Christ. Oh man. I wonder if any reference to the dad will be made. Of course, they're at his funeral starting the trailer. Here's the thing.
Well, it's like you said, like we talked about it. I didn't watch the trailer yet. I figured it was going to be exactly like you said, but they hit on all the things that we liked from the first one. It's like
That's
you got to build. That's what Ghostbusters 2 did this time around. I felt like
hmm
they did better with the other movie, the I don't know,
yeah. You're talking about
the Afterlife or whatever the
Afterlife, yeah,
frick it was.
before
Yeah, like
Frozen
that
Empire.
one, they did like a story, and then you gave us a couple, and then in the end, they brought everyone back. Whereas the second movie, it was like almost identical to
Yeah.
original Ghostbusters, just with old Ice Dude instead of the Stay Puff.
So this is what
But
we were talking about during the trailer. Is that I like Beetlejuice. I like Michael Keaton. I like Tim Burton. I like all the pieces of it. And I'm not one of those people that's saying you can't do a sequel. Like, no, you could do a sequel. There's ways to tell a story that are new and fresh and interesting. I think Ghostbusters Afterlife was a great attempt at that, where it's like, yeah, there's nostalgia in the material, but it's not a nostalgia fest. It's not a, hey guys, look who we got for you. Remember this thing and
yeah,
that guy? Like it was meant to tell a story while sprinkling in a little bit of the nostalgia. And then again, Frozen Empire being the very mirror of that, which was like all nostalgia and very little story. I feel based on this trailer alone, right? Because all we can base it on is what we've seen. Based on this trailer alone, every gag is from the original, right? He does the face reveal. We do the sandworms. We do the whole Beetlejuice pause, Beetlejuice, like all the, he does the zip it and and it locks the mouth, like all of it, all exact same gags. And to make it worse, the one thing that screams to me that it's not going to be good, and I hate to say it this way, all the cameos. Anytime your marketing revolves on, hey, look, Danny DeVito's going to be in it. Hey, look, Willem Dafoe is going to be it. Hey, the it girl of the minute, Jenna Ortega is going to be in it. To me, you are substituting
content.
names, right? Names and known entities in place of telling a fucking interesting story, right? Instead of telling a good story, it's more like, Danny DeVito's in it. Like, if his scene wouldn't make sense or wouldn't be as good if anyone else was in it, that's not
Don't
good
do it.
writing.
Yeah,
That's just you're banking on Danny DeVito. Same with Willem Dafoe. Same with Michael Keaton's an incredible actor, but what made Beetlejuice so good was that the writing was good and it was interesting and it was irreverent, and it was silly and dark and twisted. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want it to be good. I want it to be good. I just don't. I don't. Based on the trailer, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it'll
and
have a
Warner
big
Brothers
opening.
always
Just
disappoints.
yeah, I think
So
it'll be a big
look what they
opening.
do with the Flash. The same shit. They introduced all this bullshit, extra shit. It's like you got no.
Yeah,
You didn't get the story, and that's like the only good story that Flash ever had, and
yeah.
slaughtered it. It's the same thing here.
Jacob says it's time for Dragon Ball Evolution 2, the live action.
Jesus
The
fuck.
worst, and he knows this. The worst ever adaptation. I'll die on that hill. The worst adaptation I have ever seen is Dragon Ball Evolution, and I'm taking
Wasn't
into
that with
account
like one of the Wayne's brothers in that?
I don't think so. No, that James Marsders was in that. James Marsders is
Yeah,
Piccolo.
he's in fucking everything though.
Ugh,
That guy's what is he
weird.
not in?
Member berries. Yes, Keith, member berries. That's exactly it. Brendan says the bar is set too high this year with Dune 2. Great story, some new content, and great special effects. Yeah, man. The Dark Tower. That was a bad Catwoman is a bad adaptation. The Halle Berry.
Terrible.
Like there's bad adaptations, but yeah, there's
A
bad.
lot of Warner Brothers movies.
A lot of Warner Brothers properties. Anyway, so yeah, I think here's the thing. I'm probably gonna go see it because I love Michael Keaton. I like Tim Burton. I like his movies, and I liked Beetlejuice. I'll go see it.
I think
But
that's why it'll do well. A lot of people will see
as
it
I
at
said,
least once.
these movies you can tell right away because it'll have a good opening, a strong opening, and then the second week will just drop and dip. And I
Yeah.
think that will because good movies build over time, right? You under promise, over deliver. It has a nice build. A lot of these are all hype. It's just all hype, and people see it and then they go, it wasn't worth it.
And they make money, so
yeah. Moving on. What 80s action movie character would you want for your personal bodyguard? All right. I mean, that's a pop culture question. I will stop everything and we'll answer this. What 80s action movie character would you want for a personal bodyguard?
Frank Dukes, fucking easy.
Frank
or the road,
Dukes.
or fucking Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse.
From
I think I'll
Roadhouse.
take Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
Roadhouse. All
Little
right,
throat grab.
you take Roadhouse. I mean, I'll take Terminator. I mean, well, that was more 90s, right? Terminator was more 90s. So 80s.
Nah, Terminator 1 was, but he wasn't as cool as in T2.
Right, he wasn't really a
The
bodyguard.
fucking dirty hobo beat him up.
He wasn't a bodyguard in part 1. He was more of a bodyguard in part 2. Fucking Commando, Predator. I mean, are we talking? Was Predator the action movie star though, or was he was the villain? I'm pretty sure. Agent WD-40 from Spy Hard. Okay. I don't think that was an 80s movie, but
that's like 2000 or something.
Yeah, I don't think that was. I'm trying to think 80s. I want. If we're being serious, give me Rocky. I take Rocky, man. I want a dude that's just gonna stand there and take a beating, and then always barely win the fight. So I don't feel as bad because my dude took a licking, but
totally gonna
get
you're totally gonna get fucking beat up. That dude's he's like mentally retarded. He's not gonna know where he is. He's probably gonna end up punching you in the face at one point.
Oh man,
why am I here?
I do think Rocky has hit every person he's known, including friends and family, at some point in his movies. He's hit everybody.
Definitely
God,
Italian.
Buckaroo Banzai. Jesus Christ, gonna take Rocky over Rambo?
Picked up.
I don't know, man. See, that's the thing. Rambo would scare me. That dude is liable to snap at any moment.
Really.
Just kill everybody.
He's fucking stolen valor. Dude was like in the rear, like handing out like the
Rambo was a mechanic.
He was motor T.
He was goddamn. He was a supply clerk.
Yeah.
Never even deployed.
Never used a bow and arrow in our life. Weren't even trained on that.
Van Damme. It's the fucking stupidest thing. Van Damme from Bloodsport. RoboCop. Okay, RoboCop. I mean,
Dukes. I said that.
Jack Burton from Big Trouble Little China. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Crocodile Dundee. That would just be fun. Oh man,
just
that would
him to grab fucking.
You think that's a knife? This is a knife. Anyway,
that's actually come handy these days.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good question,
dude.
That's a good throwback question there. All right. Other news from around the week. Reacher, which big fan of the show, great show. Season 3 has already gone underway. They're filming, and for those that don't know, I think this book is based on what was it called? This every season is based on one of the books, and I think the book was called Persuader or something like that. I forget the name of the book, that version of the book. But anyway, a lot of people were nervous because when it was announced that was the season, or that was the book that this season was interpreting, they're like, well, kind of the main antagonist is this character named Paulie, who in the book was described as the Dutch Giant. Now, he is a formidable foe because in the book, he's described as like being, I think it was like 10 inches taller than Reacher, or like 6 inches taller, 10 inches wider than Reacher, which, I mean, if you've seen Alan Richardson in Preacher, he's a big dude. So, but fear not, because I'm going to share a picture here. Let's see if I can pull this up. Where did I leave it? Where did I leave it? Split screen, full screen. There it is.
Share your home screen. Now you see. New pick. Got it.
You stop it.
Move over, Alan Richardson, the Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman.
My new home screen.
So, anyway, the upcoming third season Reacher is set to adapt one of the most popular novels in Lee Child's Jack Reacher series, officially including one of the franchise's most popular villains in The Persuader, the seventh book in the series. It's set in Maine and pits the titular hero in the middle of another massive conspiracy. This book also features a character named Paulie, perhaps the only antagonist in the entire series that towers over Jack Reacher, who's an enormous dude. So star Alan Richardson is already a mountain of a man, so fans have been curious to see who could land a believable role of Paulie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to who will be the guy, and it is bodybuilder
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. No,
playing a Dutchman.
This
what can he not do?
The Flying Hawaiian for this season is
like what?
No, it's bodybuilder Olivier Richards. And if you're not familiar with him, you would have seen him in different things. Remember Black Widow? They're filming the prison scene, and Red Guardian's like fucking dominating dudes. And then you see that one big dude show up, and you're like, oh shit, maybe this will be, but he just like snaps his arm. That was him. Here's a picture. Now, I'm going to preface this. He's standing next to Kevin Hart, who is notoriously small stature. But still, here is an image of our guy standing next to Kevin Hart, who Kevin Hart doesn't even reach his shoulders. He is 7'2", 7'4"? Okay, here it is. 7'2", over 300 pounds. This dude is massive. And in the book, it described the character Paulie at least 6 inches taller, 10 inches broader, outweighing him by 200 pounds. So while Richards might not have that kind of weight advantage, he certainly looks like he's somebody that could take on Alan Richardson, who's, I believe, 6'4"? I want to say he's 6'4".
2. He's only 2 something, so he's about 100 pounds heavier, this guy.
Yeah. So
he's 230 or something.
That's a big man. There was a picture of him. You got to find it online. There's a picture of him trying to sit in a normal airplane seat, and his hips, he sits on top of the handle. Like, you have the handrails on the side of you, what do you call those? The armrests. He can't squeeze his massive hips in between him. So he sits on it, and he has to tilt his head because it's interfering with the closed overhead luggage bin. He is a massive, massive, massive human being. That's just a lot of man. That's just a lot of man. That's a lot of man. Phil says, I'd like to see him holding Kevin's phone over his head going, haha, you're too short. Yes, Ursa Major. That's correct. He played Ursa Major. He had a couple roles. He's also he's going to be in the new Borderlands movie. He's filming in the new Borderlands movie. I'm going to see if I can get him on the show, but now he's a big star. He probably can't come on this show. But it's funny, man. I saw a picture of him cosplay. He's a big nerd, believe it or not. He's a big nerd. Video game guy, big nerd. He went to Comic-Con dressed as Kratos. So he shaved his head, had the big beard, all spray painted, really good cosplay. And it's just there's a video montage of him taking pictures of people, and they look so tiny. Full grown adults look so small next to him, which is awesome. I love it. His arm is the size of Kevin's head. Bigger, absolutely, bigger. So yeah, needless to say, I'm looking forward to season 3. I think it's gonna be great. I think they found the perfect guy, and I think it's a good choice because in seasons 1 and 2, seasons 1, we got to know Reacher and know his skills, right? And season 2, we got to see him as part of a team and kind of like the detective skill, like the Batman detective skills kind of came to play. And we've now built an idea that like, wow, this guy 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, he's unstoppable. So realistically, you need to put him up against someone who is just physically imposing. You know, not just a big guy, but like two big guys on one on top of the other guy's shoulders, kind of big. And I think that's the perfect get for that. So
I could just watch any of the Tom Cruise movies. It's the same concept.
I saw a picture.
It's like Kevin Hart battling that dude. That's what we watched first.
Oh man. I saw a picture. They did like almost like a police lineup kind of thing, and with the height bars and all that, and like it was like Tom Cruise next to Alan Richardson, and then like the new guy, the 7 foot, and like the disparity was just Jesus Christ. Like if Tom Cruise was still playing Reacher, you could get Alan Richardson to play Paulie. Like that would look believable. But yeah,
or any normal size human being,
or like me, you can get me in there. If they wanted someone physically imposing, they should have gotten Steven Seagal.
Why?
Oh,
you got to be able to move without breathing heavy.
God, that's funny. That is funny. Anyway, in other news,
he's like the only person that breathes harder than you do. What did you do? I just walked down my stairs.
I just yawned and I'm out of breath. Yawn.
It's like, well, that shit he does is such a joke, anyways. But you ever watch those videos where it's like the people are just doesn't even touch some of them, and they like fly in the air. Like this is the biggest bullshit I've ever seen.
Show you if a guy kicks at you, what you're supposed to do. And like the guy goes,
"Why are you already sweating? You just said 10 words," and he's like profusely sweating. Like he's like,
I love. He's like,
what?
So if I was gonna kick you,
grease coming out of you.
If I was gonna kick you, and he like kicks the guy's ankle, and they're like, maybe you should kick higher. He's like, no, it's just a deadly kick, right in the ankle, right in the shit.
Yeah.
Just take out the ankle.
Demonstration. The guy like flies like 10 feet. Like,
the Achilles heel. You got to go for the Achilles heel every time.
It worked for the Trojan.
Steven Seagal's blood type is tomato basil.
Yeah, right.
Well done. Oh man, how about the boys? Yes, we'll talk about the boys here in a second. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Hey, so I know you're a soccer guy, a football. You watch. I'm assuming you watch Welcome to Wrexham, right? That seems like right up your alley.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Fun show. I'm not a soccer guy, but I find it fascinating. I find they do a really good job of telling a narrative, a story. Less interested in the soccer playing, but actually the stories, the people, the town, all these other things. In the most recent episode, funnily enough, they had to blur a lot of it out because they were in London. Ryan Reynolds was filming Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, and he had his buddy Rob McElhenney come to the set to film a cameo. Now, they had him in a big coat and everything's blurred out, so you're not supposed to really be able to see anything. But somebody let a little zip slip, and you can literally see Rob was wearing the TVA armor underneath his cloak. And so, obviously, he's going to be making a little cameo appearance as a TVA agent. And there's many, we know that TVA is a big part of this sequel. So, there's any number of places he can appear. But it got me thinking, what if the one thing that Deadpool, which has been a large part of Deadpool lore, that hasn't really been referenced so far in the first two movies, Hydra Bob, right? Hydra Bob's a big part of the Deadpool mythos. He has a friend who's a Hydra agent named Hydra Bob, someone who doesn't really even want to be. And there was that one scene in Deadpool 1 where he's fighting all the agents, all the people, and like he lets the one guy go. He's like, "Oh shit, hey man, how you doing?" And like they didn't really say like, "Oh shit, that's Hydra Bob," so to speak. But I think that was like the loosest reference. But what better person to bring in to kind of play like, the Hydra Bob character who, now works for the TVA or whatever. Like he's like, hey man, I got a new gig. I'm working for the TVA now. I think Rob McElhenney would be the perfect guy to play like the Hydra Bob character. I don't know. Hey, no, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just think that if you're gonna cameo anyway,
why not do that?
yeah, I think that'd be a fun. They're friends in real life, and they're friends in that universe, and I think it'd be a cute little a quick thing, and because he's a TVA agent, therefore meaning he is a variant, you could basically kill him, and there's still Hydra Bob out there without feeling bad because he's a variant. There's multiple ones of them out there. So anyway, that's my little theory, and I'm sticking to it until the movie comes out in another like 2 months. Which, speaking of which, and I'd love to get your take on this, Deadpool and Wolverine continues to break records. This time they've claimed, I swear there's a record for everything, but regardless, first day ticket sales for an R-rated movie. They've broken the record.
Didn't they hold the record already?
I don't think they did. I think it might have been like, I don't know. Let me see. I have the notes here. Has already. So, in just one day, they've raked up between $8 and $9 million in ticket sales. In just the first day, the tickets went on sale 2 months before the movie is available, which is absolutely wild to think that. I mean, well, I don't know. What is what it, Sure. I don't think there's gonna be a problem getting tickets. This isn't like the old days where like you had to camp out, to see the first. Like, there'll be ample opportunities to watch the movie. There really will be.
Well, not if you're like one of those old people that still goes to the theater and buys your tickets. What do you mean? What do you mean? I got to pick out my seats. It's like, okay, guys, fucking calm down, all right. Been like that for 15 years now.
Oh, man.
Every time that's the person in front of me, I'm like, we're trying to get a large popcorn. The fuck do you not know they have to pick your seats out now in the theater? And that same asshole goes and sits wherever the fuck, and it's usually in my seat.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to rant.
Yeah. Yeah. You good? You feel good?
Yeah.
There are still theaters that are open seating. There are still. I think the majority of them have moved towards
trash.
Seating.
Nobody goes to them.
That is true too. Marvel fans know that this is the only big MCU release in theaters this year, so they are apparently planning accordingly because they are selling out those tickets fast. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around. Do you really buy your tickets 2 months in advance?
It's too many unknowns for that.
There's so many unknowns. Like, and don't get me wrong, I want to be a guy that I'm like, I know what day I'm going, I know what time I'm going. Like, I look forward to this movie. I want to see this movie. But 2 months, that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know why put. I feel like such an old man when I make these, but I'm like, why even put tickets on sale 2 months in advance?
Right?
Do you really like we don't know if anybody's gonna come see this movie? We better put them out 2 months in advance just to see if anybody will buy one. Like, yeah.
Well, they're trying to like sell as many as they can. So they figure, if we put it out early and we get pre-sale, we start telling people like you, we already sold 9 million worth of tickets. Other people are going to go on and be like, I got to get my tickets now. They're all selling out.
I would love to see a study done where, I don't know, man, I don't know how you would do it fairly, but like half the country gets 2 months early release and then half the country gets 1 month early. And I really want to know, is the total number of tickets sold different? Realistically, right? Because if you bought your tickets 2 months in advance, you're going to see that movie come hell or high water. would you not buy that ticket 1 month in advance if that's when they release them? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get
Honestly,
it.
like most people wait till the last fucking. This is America. That's what we do. We wait till the last fucking second to do anything. Look at all our wars we're in. Last possible second. Like, no, we're not ready to go in yet.
The comments never fail to disappoint. We were talking about how like random records. So Jim, he's got a record for first day ticket sales on a Tuesday with a full moon after the sun goes down for half of Japan after Betty White died for an R-rated movie. That's
Like,
number one ticket sales.
Deadpool
like that's
crushing it.
yeah, like that's. I want that on a plaque. I'm like,
That's because
I am the
gave them all
number
that
one
marketing money. They
host.
don't know what to do with it.
Let me say something. I have the record as the number one host for a military affiliated pop culture talk show after serving in the Army, in the Armed Forces, Army Airborne Infantry, Purple Heart recipient who also shot off a middle finger in combat and is co-hosted by an asshole. Like, I hold the record for that, and I'm proud to say.
Nights.
On
We're
Tuesday
on
nights.
Wednesdays, we would have some hot competition.
We have some competition.
There's
on
a reason we're on Tuesday.
On a weekend, like a normal show, instead of a weekday, like normal
Nobody
people.
watches shit on the weekends.
I don't know. I feel like people watch more shit on the weekends, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it needs it. I just don't think it needs it.
They're just trying to like get their money early to make
Yeah.
other. Pride to put in more Red Hulk. I don't know. They need money.
They ran out of money.
They need to
digitizing
put the mustache. They heard your complaints. They need those pre-sales to draw on the fucking mustache.
They're like, listen, for us to put a mustache on this guy, it's gonna be about $8 to $9 million. We don't have it. What do we do? And some guy's like, well, if we put out pre-sales for Deadpool now, 2 months in advance, are you crazy? No one will do it. I'm telling you, sir. They'll buy it. They'll buy it.
Guy's a fucking genius.
This guy's a genius. Promote him. Promote ahead of peers. Let's see. I never ran into that selected seating shit until I moved to Texas. New York doesn't do that nonsense. There you go. Scott says we're pre-ordering movie tickets now because it worked out so well for the game industry. Yeah, fair point. Jim says, don't buy tickets, buy a reflective vest and a ladder. That's true, man. I've seen that video. Like, they had this video of these guys that they're like, we just wanted to see if we could just walk into any theater. They would just hold like a ladder and a clipboard, and they would just walk in and out of all the theaters. Like, nobody ever stopped them because, like, who carries a ladder if you shouldn't be there? Like,
they're all like 10-year-olds, or they're like crippled. They're like, not gonna do shit. They don't give a fuck.
That's true. But the college students have money now before they fully go on vacation and not work, or they work an unpaid internship. Yeah, I guess
They
tack
got
them
all
while
that
they have money.
student loan for debt they don't have to pay off.
Yeah,
Fuckers are rolling in cash.
Get the parents before they're in all like the summer programs, and like kids are costing them thousands of dollars on camp and pool, gym access, and classes, and yeah, get them while they have the money. Heath wants to know, I wonder if your finger and Radar's toe are chilling somewhere, thinking of all the good times. Yes. I've often thought about that.
Radar loses his toe and a goat's asshole.
That's same goat too. Same goat.
Are.
Same
Probably
goat.
are in the same. Talking about same shit. Literally.
Same goat. Same shit. Literally. No, I've often had like day fantasies of like my fingers just out there, just like I'm coming for you, and we're like doing the worm and just trying to get it to find its way back home. I'm gonna make a children's book about Daddy's blown off finger and its long voyage home. It's just gonna him crawling over like dead bodies in Afghanistan and. Horrible children's book. I'm gonna have ChatGPT write that. Oh my God! I've got to take a note. Hang on. God damn it! Where's paper when I need it? A notepad somewhere around here. Let's see.
100? He takes notes of paper.
Let's see. The Chat GPT children's book. Dad's blown off finger. And Journey Home. I'm going to make this happen. I am going to make this happen. That's happening. That might be a Patreon exclusive. If only it was a thumb, it could hitchhike. Ah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know what? That's going to be a line in the book. That's going to be a line in the book. The finger thinks to himself. Let's see. If only he was a thumb, he could hitchhike. I like that. That's gonna be a funny line in the book. It's gonna be a picture of him thinking, like a thought bubble over the finger, and it's like a thumb, on the side of the road with like a little thing. Yep, that's happening, man. That's happening. Let's see. Don't take the easy way. Don't take the easy way out. Fuck that. Let ChatGPT do it. You let it do the bones of it, and then you add the meat to it. You know what I mean? I use to do most of it.
It's the opposite of that.
Jim says it's like Homeward Bound, but with a middle finger. Oh my God! He crosses path with a toe some point along his journey, and they're like going in opposite directions, and the toe is just hip hopping. Okay, let's see. we're gonna crowdfund this shit right now. We're gonna crowdsource it. Crosses path with toe. I like it. I'm making notes.
I think we got another record too.
Dude,
pointless show on
we
the internet.
laugh now, but when that shit gets picked up by Amazon Prime, because they get all the good stuff, we're gonna have to, during the break, I need people to come up with names for this. The story of a middle finger who's on the journey home from Afghanistan. We're gonna need a name for this. We're absolutely gonna need a name for this because this is happening. This is. I'm so excited about this. This has jumped to the top of my priority list. So there you go. Patreon members, you're gonna get the exclusive. I'll turn this shit into a comic book. I don't care. We'll do a short animated feature. I will get the creator of Private Murphy. For those people out there that know Private Murphy, who's a good friend of mine, Mark Baker. I will get him to fucking draw the panels, and I will work with him, and we will produce this goddamn comic book. It will happen. I will make this shit happen. Check if any followers have any writing skills. Yeah, that too. Just call it The Journey Home. Now, The Journey Home's fine, but it needs to be a little more on the nose, so to speak. Finally, a friend to clip my nail. This is like the game Mad Libs. Yes, let's do Mad Libs to figure out the story behind this. Toe de force. Click. That's good. I like that. Oh, man. Don't forget to add inspired by a true story. Oh, my God. It's got to open with inspired by a true story. Yes, because all the best ones do. Inspired by a true story. Because you know what? That shit sells, man. That shit sells.
We'll get Kevin Hart in it. He'll do anything.
Kevin Hart will play the toe. It's going to be a black toe. Oh, man. Can't wait for the porn version. I'm adding all of you to the credits. All of you guys will be in the credits. Flipping the bird for freedom, the homeward journey. It's not bad. Not bad. Feel like we can do better. That's not bad though. I like that. We'll take a note of that one. But anyway, speaking of a break, I think that's a great place. We're gonna toss to a short break. Let me and Mad Mike here use the bathrooms and refill our drinks. Yeah, keep spitting out those names, man. Keep spitting out those names, man. Phalanges of our fathers. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's phalanges. Phalanges of our, instead of flags of our father, right? Phalanges of our father. Oh man, yes. The start of the movie is your finger chasing after a medevac. I mean, Yeah. Yeah. He has to blend in. He has to put on little Afghan clothes so he can blend in. As he's just he's just wrapped in a
beard. He's got a beard. Like,
he's
what the
got a
fuck?
beard. It's knuckle hair, right? It's like, cause I mean, look, I got knuckle hair, bro. That's beard. That's beard right there.
Walking around like Durka,
Durka,
jihad.
Put a little
I speak
sandal on
perfect.
his nail. He put a little sandal, bro. This is happening. This is happening. I'm just telling you. Anyway, we're gonna toss to a short break. Keep the names coming. Keep the ideas coming. If there's any really good ones, we'll hit them after the break. And we got to do a giveaway tonight. I'm in a good mood. We're gonna do a giveaway tonight when we come back from the break. Also, I'm gonna open the phone lines. Fuck it. Let's open the phone lines and we'll take some callers. We got a couple of other stories we can talk about too. Specifically Furiosa. We got to talk about that because that shit is just. I got things. I got thoughts. But anyway, we're gonna go get Mad Mike here, an energy drink because he's fading fast.
You're talking about your finger. Like, fucking boring.
Okay, last one, bro. His headband is a tourniquet. Like he has a little mini tourniquet, and it's a headband. That's good. I like that. We'll save that one. All right, guys. We'll be back after a short break and a message from your sponsors. Not really, but yeah, shots.
You're listening to the sounds of WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, what do you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
After all I've done, do you love me now? Do you love me now? After all I've said, running through your head, do you love me now? Do you love me And if I told you everything, I bet you cry and run away.
You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. The force is strong. They have the high ground.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, everybody, we're back. We're back. I've been keeping track of your guys' chats in the background. Some good stuff here. We're gonna hit a few of them. Let's bring back Mad Mike. I do love headband as a tourniquet. I do love that. JT, full metatarsal. I love that so much, but I feel like it'll go over so many people's heads. That's the one problem with it. I love that so. That is so good. Full metatarsal instead of full meta jacket. I just think that a lot of people will not get the
30% of our population has an IQ below 80, so yeah.
I thought 30% have an IQ above 80.
No, it's below.
Oh man. I like that the finger goes through a Martin Sheen Apocalypse Now breakdown. That's great. Journey to the middle of the fist. Okay, that's not bad. So will the finger have to fight off ISIS fingers? That's a great question. He might I wonder if he's gonna come across any hostiles. Or I'm thinking like if anybody saw Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, I'm thinking a journey kind of like that, where less like Black Hawk Down, gotta fight my way through the streets, kind of more like I'm out there and the only way back is gonna be to blend in and kind of like work my way through, kind of, less Rambo. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll just kill everyone who gets in my path. More, more realistic. Like a real finger would, on his own survive in the, like a real finger.
Yeah. Durka.
Like
Muhammad
a real.
Jihad.
And the premise is so stupid, but I love it. Oh my god! I don't know. I might have just lost my mind, but this really tickles me, and I'm gonna start working on this tonight. Like I kind of want to get this episode over with so I can start working on this because I have my note here and I'm like, this is gonna happen. This is really gonna happen, and I have all of you to thank for that. So thank you. You could also have him journey through conflict zones and do a parody. He could. This will hold up a mirror to society and stand as a stark contrast, a reminder of the human condition. I don't know. I just think it's gonna be hilarious to have a finger going through the fucking desert, hitching a ride, trying to find his way home, whatever. I just think it's funny.
Can't hitch a ride. We already went over that. God.
An A10 has to provide support, of course. You can't not have that. You could also have him journey through conflict zones. Oh, I read that one already. He could get a manicure at some point. Oh no! Oh, that's a G bed, a glove-borne improvised explosive device. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh man. He survives Ukraine only to end up in Gaza, then ends in a prison wallet to make it to France. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are awesome. I love it. Keep them coming. I love it. While we do that, I'm going to go ahead and open the phone lines. If anybody out there wants to give us a call and chat with us. Let's see. Where's my call-in button? There it is. Phone lines are now open, 415-889-8367. Gets you right to me, and and we'll bring you on the air. We'll chat with you, whatever you want to chat about. It doesn't have to be what we're chatting about. Whatever you want to chat about. That's the whole point. I want to hear from you, the viewer. I want to hear what makes you tick. What are you thinking about? So, anyway,
I don't think we want to know. It's never eventful.
I'll turn my mic off. Don't worry about it.
There's a reason why these people don't have a show.
I'll turn him off. I'll mute him. You don't have to worry about him. Don't be intimidated.
I'll go to bed. I don't give a fuck.
Don't be intimidated by Mad Mike. You call me. We'll chat. It's like the Frasier talk line, Call me. And tell me what's going on in your life.
Call me now. Why does you have a Jamaican accent already?
Why is Miss Cleo all of a sudden? Call me now. Oh, God. We're going to get canceled. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're going to get canceled. All right. Well, while the phone lines are open, my next thing I was going to talk about is, so this whole Furiosa, Mad Max saga, spin-off, prequel.
You mean the people that are trying to steal my name?
Mad Max, that Mad Mike.
Using my popularity to draw attention to their shitty movie.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. I understand that Mad Max, the original, was like,
popular in the 80s when
yes, it was a pivotal moment in cinema. It's considered a classic.
The fuck out and they did some wild shit in the 80s.
Yeah, they did a lot of cocaine. I get all that, and I get that the popularity of it drove it, and I think there was a sequel, and then eventually, what was it, like 2015? Oh shit, did we lose Mad Mike? Mikey, where you at? You that bear? Hello.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you're all glitchy. You can drop off and come back if you need to. You're all glitchy. So, and I know there was the Tom Hardy sequel, non-sequel, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't track these things. And now Furiosa is a spin-off prequel of that movie about the chick and all. I get it. I get it, but like, I want to know like who's asking for these things, right? Like, is what I remember when that movie came out and it did okay, but I don't remember people like, oh my god, I must know the backstory of this character. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Anyway, long story short, to say that the movie came out this weekend. Hey, we got Mad Mike Mike. Welcome back, Mad Mike. Mike. The movie came out this weekend, and it did finish number one in the box office against the new Garfield movie, which, I mean, don't even get me started on that. But here's the problem. It finished number one at the box office with a reported 3-day Memorial Day weekend of $26 million, which is not a lot for a big budget holiday release movie. It was reportedly budgeted at $168 million for just the movie. We're not talking about the marketing, which they've done a shit ton of marketing for. So you're probably at like the 300 million range plus marketing. And the sad thing is that they barely beat the Garfield movie because the Garfield movie pulled in 24 million. So they squeaked over the line of beating the Garfield movie that nobody cares about. It's so bad.
Garfield will pull ahead for sure.
So here's the fascinating thing is that makes Furiosa the lowest grossing, with this track as a record for everything, lowest grossing Memorial Day weekend winner since Casper in 1995, which made $22 million. It's been 30 years. More. 31? 30, 29. 29, 30 years. If that doesn't tell you something is wrong, that you can take a sequel, highly anticipated sequel, with stars like Chris Hemsworth attached, action-packed blockbuster, AAA budget, drop it on Memorial Day weekend, which is a big, holiday weekend for going out and whatever. And it is the lowest earner in 30 plus years. So I don't know, man. What do you...
It's not, nobody wanted it. Like, it's stupid. It's a spin-off. Like, even the last, like, Fury Road, everyone was like, oh, it's critically acclaimed. It's fucking hot garbage. They completely went away with what was good with Mad Max. And they went with, like, shit from, the third movie with, like, was it Whitney Houston or Tina Turner? It was like odd and like nobody liked it. Like the only thing everyone remembers from that is the "Welcome to the Thunderdome," bitch. Like, and that's not even what they said in it. So it's like fucking, and you're doing all this shit with the weird characters like from that one. It's like no, like it was a story of like survival and the wasteland, and you could kind of relate to Mel Gibson's character and shit, and you did all this odd. Like desert water world is how I look at it. It's like stupid and ludicrous, over the top, like and you're like, oh, this is what people want to see. It's like, no, I don't want to watch desert trannies on steroids. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? I don't want to fucking listen to techno music in the desert either. Like, I'm not gonna pay to go watch it.
Meets death metal, desert warfare, trannies.
And it's like, oh, before you call me Furiosa, these are my pronouns. Get the fuck out of here.
That's Mr. Furiosa.
Yeah. It's just not. No one wanted it. It's not relatable. Like, I can't believe that guy's still alive. I thought. I thought he died a long time ago.
So
So that's why it did shitty, and there's like no other movies out. Like,
yeah,
honestly, surprised I forgot I didn't know Garfield was out, but
yeah.
I thought
So
If or whatever would have done better than
yeah,
both of them.
if was out there, but apparently not a lot of people like. But the predecessor, which is Fury Road, 2015, that was Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron. Funny enough, that opened at number 2, behind Pitch Perfect 2, the sequel. So
Oh Jesus!
yeah, they couldn't even beat out Pitch Perfect 2 when it opened.
Well, Pitch Perfect 2 would land on fire.
It's everything you loved in Pitch Perfect, but
with
more.
Danny DeVito was as a cameo. William Dafoe had a cameo.
That's right. James Marsters was in it. He's in everything.
That's a throwback, bitches. God,
So yeah, so that opened at number 2 with 45 million.
And they're like, let's make another one. It's like and you're gonna pay all these like Hemsworth and stuff, and really like, did they film it in Australia? Like, I don't know why Hemsworth like signs on, and he's supposedly gonna be quitting movies, and like this is the garbage you want to be remembered with. If I'm not gonna do movies for a while, I'm gonna make sure I'm doing quality shit. I think they do it because like the name, yeah, like that direct. Oh, like I did a movie for Romero or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta do Marty, you gotta do Spielberg, some that caliber.
You don't always got to do it. I mean, look, you could do a movie by what's his name and get molested by him.
Well, there's a great story about
Woody Allen. Everyone want to work with him. He's like a child molester.
Yeah, there's a great story about Matt Damon, because he had said he was going to take a break from acting, and then came back for Oppenheimer. And so he told a story where he goes, I had an agreement with my wife. We were going to take a break from acting. We were going to just, sit back, relax, family time. And he goes, but we agreed. The one caveat was if Chris Nolan came calling. And then like a month later, Nolan was like, hey, you want to do Oppenheimer? And he's like, well, honey, going back to work. So,
they're probably like, that'll never happen.
You?
His wife's like, yeah.
No way.
Got chance.
Fat
Clean out the
chance.
garage. They're at it. He's like,
man.
that garage is a mess.
Let's see. We don't need another hero. We don't need another home. Life Beyond Thunderdome. I'm never sure if I'm watching Mad Max or FFDP music video. Five Finger Death Punch music video. That's not fair. Jim says, I want a dark Back to the Future movie where Doc goes back in time and starts killing random people. That's would be something. Joe says the difference is that those big name directors had a different style of cinematography. People don't watch those kind of movies anymore. They want big explosions, lots of CGI, not a creative adventure. Well,
we want Red Hulks with fucking mustaches.
Here's the thing, though.
The lighting is excellent in everything you.
Here's what I'm saying to counter that, Joe, is that I would have agreed with you a couple years ago, right? Everybody wants the Avengers and the End Games and the big spectacles, but that's not selling. This is the work. If this is what they want, right? Big spectacle, explosions, and all that, big star names. This is the lowest opening for a Memorial Day in 30 years. So I think people are getting tired of that stuff. And I think people want more narrative-driven story plots and, the Oppenheimers and the things like that where the, it's story first. But I don't know. We want a good story with decent CGI. There you go.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, people want to be entertained, and that shit's not fucking entertaining.
So here, Furiosa's $32 million 4-day. So for 4 days, they put him at $32 million. Puts it behind other low-grossing Memorial Day number ones. There was 2010's Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, where Jake Gyllenhaal played the Persian prince. And that opened at $37 million. 2015's Tomorrowland, that was George Clooney, big Disney flop, but that was $42 million. 2016's Alice Through the Looking Glass was $33 million. So when including the holiday weekend grosses of all of the movies still in theaters, If was at number 3 with 60 million, Kingdom of the Planet Apes with 13 million, Fall Guy number 5 with 5.9 million, which again, separate conversation, but blows me away that that is still in theaters while it's also on video on demand. Like they rushed that 3 weeks from premiere to on demand. 3 weeks. That's crazy.
It takes 4 weeks for some people to realize that it came out in theater.
Okay, so now this is a whole separate tangent, but
I didn't even know it was out, and then you're like, it's on video on demand. I'm like, well, I don't need to see it now.
You're killing the theater business. And what it is, like it used to, right? We used to have a movie in theaters for like 6 months. You had plenty of time to see it. And then you'd have to wait another 6 months to a year before it came like on demand. And then, 6 months later, it'd be on DVD or whatever. That gave everybody a bite of the apple.
Mm-hmm.
And now these companies are like, well, fuck it. If we, we'll release it, get as much money as we can, and then fucking burn them all 3 weeks later. Let's put it to streaming because they get their second bite of the apple because that goes straight to the company, right? So now
it's all money for them. It's just all money for them in their pocket.
You've screwed over the theater people. You've screwed over, any type of rental places, obviously. You screwed over, the DVD market. I mean, as much as that's dead, but like, you're just, that's a whole other, Jesus Christ. They're just killing
They
it.
basically, and you gave rise to China. They were busy making VHS tapes and DVDs, and we took it all away from them, and now they're able to make nuclear shits and go to the moon. God.
Fair point by Angry Elf. These openings also need to be adjusted for inflation to fully understand how bad this weekend is. Because soups to, is it nuts to donuts, soups to nuts, like apples to oranges. Where's like to inflate that, right? 95 was the last time we had this low, but $95 today would have been way better. So you probably have to go back to like the 80s when you're really comparing, dollars to donuts, that what the inflation, like what that really means of how bad it did.
Well, yeah, it's at least double. Like what a ticket in 95 was like $5, and now it's like 12. So
exactly. So there is some definite, like, the numbers aren't one for one, and you got to take that into account. The domestic total is projected. So for the weekend, all movies combined, Memorial Day weekend, the domestic total is projected at roughly 100 million, which is the lowest since COVID basically hit, which that hit 79 million, which, I mean, makes sense because nobody was going to theaters. The fact that they made $79 million on a Memorial Day weekend during COVID says a lot.
Those are only us folks in Florida and Texas. We held it down. We had freedom.
Yeah. Well, 2020 doesn't count. They were actually shuttered during the pandemic in 2020, but they're counting 2021 as like when things started trickling open, and they made 79 million. People were so desperate to get back out of their house and into theaters. But yeah,
we went and watched Black Widow. We were so desperate.
When it was available at home too. The Memorial Day weekend 2024 box office is down about 36% from last year, which last year saw Memorial Day was the live action Little Mermaid, and yeah, that was, but
it's just like garbage in, garbage out. Like, we're not gonna pay fucking a bunch of money for shitty movies. Like, I don't know why they don't get it.
So check it. I was curious. So here are some previous Memorial Day openers. So like I said, Little Mermaid, Top Gun Maverick, that was a big one. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, which was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh God.
Yeah. And then who doesn't remember and love 2006 X-Men: The Last Stand, the worst of the X-Men movies.
And they use this as like their kickoff to summer, and it's like, you started off so shitty, like constantly.
Yeah, it's If
And then the thing
not,
is, they'll release like one studio will release like 6 movies in a 3-week time span. It's like, why don't you like schedule one of those decent movies you had for like Memorial Day weekend and you make a fuck ton more money? Instead, you're gonna release like, oh, let's put our shitty movie up against Deadpool.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I don't know why it fucking flopped. Oh man, it's
I
like
mean that's why a lot of people will
you
move.
release Trolls 8 next to Deadpool. Like, it's not gonna fucking make money.
I mean, for those people that got to take their kids to something, I guess you make a little bit.
This is a rough example. It's like whatever. They'll have a movie that could have done 100 times
Yeah.
better if they scheduled it like
Well, I mean,
more
that's why some of
effectively.
the bigger networks and companies will move dates. Just be like, oh shit, did you see they put Deadpool on that date? And they'll just move their date off. But if not for Deadpool coming out in 2 months, I would be seriously concerned with theaters surviving this summer. I mean, what else? Name a movie that comes out in the next 3 months.
Nothing. I cannot tell you one other
I
movie.
could not, off the top of my head, name a movie that comes out in the next 3 months. I mean, now we are also seeing we're still seeing the impact of that the government shutdown, the Hollywood shutdown, right? That we're still seeing the impact of that as everything's getting pushed to the right. But that's my point. You know, like
it's like I got the Fandango shits, like, and it's like, check out these movies, and it's like they're showing like the whole season of Little House on the Prairie is available. Like, what the fuck do you have? Why are you sending me shit like this? Like, what the fuck?
That's
It's
funny.
not even a movie. Who the fuck wants to watch 5 seasons of Little House on the fucking Prairie?
It was a simpler time.
Like, I didn't know you guys had shows. I was like, I had to do a double take because I was like, they're putting that in the theater?
Oh God. Angry Elf says, adjusting for inflation, Casper made $45.5 million, making it a more profitable movie than this one.
Yeah.
So by far. So anyway. All right, folks, about that time. Let's take a break from the news, and I think it's time for a giveaway. What shall be today's phrase that pays? What do you got, Mad Mike? Give us an appropriate thing to put into the chats for people to enter to win.
I don't know. Batman.
Oh God! All I ask is that you try. Oh,
if you want me to try, you have to pay me.
I'll tell you what. I will double whatever I'm getting paid for this show, and I will give you that. How's that? Deal?
Sounds good.
I'll give you double what I get.
All right, don't forget the magic word: socks.
Did you say? Please say socks. Is that what you said?
I said socks.
Okay.
We could do cocks if you want to.
No, I think
I know it's what you're always
honestly,
thinking
I think you said
about.
sucks. I think you said sucks. Like this sucks.
Yeah, you do suck.
All right. Socks, everybody. Socks. Thank you, Mad Mike, because
you're welcome.
Socks is the phrase that pays. Jesus Christ. Why do I even bother? We got you, Angry. No, don't put cocks in the chat, please.
Feel free.
Billy, what's up, buddy? I got you.
Got one person gonna win the prize.
Jim says crayon. You know what? Just for that, Jim, you're getting in. Just because you're
just right, yeah. I don't care if you're a bot. Are you a bot? No, I'm not a bot.
Yeah. Are you a bot?
Why did that come through in ones and zeros? How did I know how to read it? Fuck.
Heath, I got you, buddy. Is there? Are you a bot? Yes. All right, you're in. Socks. Everybody likes socks. Patrick says, if we join Patreon during the show, does that mean you will split it with him? If we join Patreon during the show,
think because you said you'll double what you get, so they're talking about your Patreon.
No,
that doesn't count as his show money. That's his, prop money.
No, that's yeah.
You go through as much lube as CQ. You got to buy it somehow.
You'd be surprised at how much you save if you buy in bulk. If you get pallets full, dude, it's pennies on the dollar.
At Costco, let's just call that.
It pays for itself. They're paying me to take it off the truck. What can I say, man?
It's got like the grease fryer truck. It just backs up like a fucking fuel tanker.
He's put in 100100100101010. Good job. You guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. All right. I have, man, if I could pan my camera without knocking everything over, I would. I have a giant box of stuff that's been accumulating.
One of those lights on the wall.
Just peel one of the panels off.
No, I want one of them, and you can't replace it.
I actually have a box of more panels that I haven't put up. I'll just give you one of those.
Nope, it's got to be show use.
Show you. This is like game day jersey.
And people be like, "Why is there a fucking gap right there?"
See, the whole wall used to be lights, and then people have been winning panels one by one. That's all that's left.
Right here.
I want you to have one panel, one single panel. You know what? I have a panel and I have a plug. They are coming your way, buddy. If you will put it up, I will send it to you. I will send it to you. If you put it up right there, right over your shoulder, one single panel with a plug with the quick down, I will fucking send it to you free of charge.
You're already unplugged it. You're getting ready.
Oh, Jesus. Did it turn off? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You talking about it. You scared it. It's like, no, don't pull me apart.
I can't leave.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's Steve from the chats. I knew it was a bot. It's your fucking light.
Bots hacking my panels again. All right. Anyway. All right. Those nanoleaf panels. So, yeah, these are nanoleaf. Point that. I can't over that. Those are nanoleaf panels. Yes. These lights are not. They're Govee lights. And then I do want to talk about our Friday night show. But I've got a separate set of really cool, unique lights that are going to go up on the Friday night show set that I'm building out now and planning for now. It's going to be awesome. Very excited about that. Very, very excited about that. We'll talk about that in a second. All right. So nobody else is putting... Everyone who wins a drawing wins a light bulb from CQ's house. And we can't replace it until they're all
wherever light bulb. Like, yeah, what did she bastard? He uses fucking regular light bulb.
Oh,
Usually it was a soft white fucking asshole.
Well, see, Scott's smart. He says, if I comment socks on multiple streams, do I get multiple entries? I don't know. Maybe. Only one way to find out. But the entry window is closed. Thanks for playing.
Looks at one set of chats anyway.
Well, I mean, they're multiple streams combined into one. Anyway, let's see. So I got a decent set of people here. So let's fucking go. Give me a second that I can. Where is my? How do I share? You would think I'd be good at this by now, but nope.
No, we wouldn't.
Nope. Hey.
Learn from our mistakes? Nope.
There it is. There it is. Just ignore all the open windows. All right. You can't see my mouse either. So I've got all of my Patreon subscribers here, and then at the bottom are all the people that said socks in the comments. Let's do a shuffle. Mike, give me a hard stop here when you're ready.
Stop.
Alrighty. Now let's go full screen. And ladies and gentlemen, let's spin that wheel, see who we get. Good luck to everybody.
I also want the wing nut for the top of one of those symbols.
Oh. And the winner is William B. William B.
Really? One letter for a last name? Fucking bullshit.
I don't
This
put
shit's
people's
rigged.
business out there like that.
Collusion.
William B. William B. Thanks for playing. Keith is rigged. Joe, I didn't see. Did Joe? Did you put socks? I didn't see Joe. Where you at, Joe? I didn't see you put socks anywhere.
Asterisk on the giveaway.
Joe says I didn't see my name in there, but I don't see your name in the chats saying socks, man. You gotta put the name. You gotta put the socks in. If I don't see the socks, I don't see the. Yeah, Joe's not. You're not in there, buddy. Sorry, man. Sorry. Jim wants a recount. All right, we'll recount it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do a second one. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a fucking good mood.
You do want to get on trial? They're gonna take your ass to court.
All right, second winner.
Hush money. You pay that.
So
hush money?
let's get rid of William. He got his prize. There you go, buddy. You got your prize of the night.
Joe.
And I'll make sure I add Joe this time. Apparently, I didn't put his name in, even though he didn't put socks in the comments. Joe. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Last chance. Last chance. Last chance. Last dance. All right. Last call. All right.
William B. wins again. I'm gonna flip this computer over.
I took his
fast.
name off the board. I
Just
took
gonna
his
see the
name off the board.
fucking ceiling of my house.
you get a panel off the side of Mike Larson's house. Yay! All right, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Let's spin that wheel. The fingering. And the winner is... Oh, shit, it might actually be Joe. No, it just passed it. Is it Mike? No, it is. Hey, Keith. Keith. Oh, Keith, congratulations, buddy. You are a big winner. All righty. There you go. Joe, sorry, buddy. Just missed it.
Listener.
Yeah. See, all y'all can blame Mad Mike because he was the one that told me to stop shuffling when I did. So it's his fault if you did or did not win. So, or actually, it's my fault if you win, and it's his fault if you lose. So you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
He pre-picks it anyways. Whoever donates the most money.
Oh man, when it's rigged and they want it to be rigged harder. Keith, what did you win? Our winners, reach out to me.
You
via
get
socials.
what you get, and you don't get upset. Okay.
Don't listen to him. Reach
Beggars
out to me.
Can't be choosers.
Reach out to me via socials, DMs. Slide into my DMs. There's lots of lube. Slide into my DMs, and I will tell you. I'll give you a bunch of options, and then you can cherry pick what you want. So yeah. So there you go. What else? What else we got for tonight? Surprised nobody called in. That's fine. You don't have to. It's okay. It's okay. I still
Panthers
love you
are
all.
winning 2-1.
Panthers winning. Good shit. All right. A couple more stories, and we'll shut this down because I need to get cracking on my new graphic novel.
I did a thing earlier. I forgot all about it.
Tell me about the thing you did.
Did a little event with the USO where they did a broadcast with the cast of the Bike Riders.
What's the Bike Riders?
It's a motorcycle movie. I thought it was a movie about dudes riding bicycles. I was like, this is gonna be gay as shit. Nope. It's about motorcycle gangs. They try to throw you off with a gay ass title, you know, like the fingering.
Like the finger.
I'm here to watch a movie about people getting fingered, and next thing you know, it's a middle finger crawling across the fucking mountains of Afghanistan.
Oh God!
It was, I don't know. Those things are always the same, but that Tom Hardy is a weird dude.
Yeah, he is. Tom Hardy's
so odd. And like in the movies, his voice is really high, and like you're like, why does he sound like Urkel. I don't know. It's like hard to describe. Like his voice sounds like weird,
Yeah.
but
He changes
he
his
talks
voice for like every
normal.
role. For every role he does, he changes his voice.
In the trailer for that one, he sounded like really like high and Urkel-y. But anyways, like refers to his job as an actor as what does he call it? It's so odd. It's like I don't know if it's a British term or what, but he was like making faces or something. He was like, I just make faces, or I shoot faces or some shit like throw faces, some
Nice.
shit like that. And I'm like, what is he talking about? He said it like 5 times, and I realized he's talking about acting or whatever.
Right.
But yeah,
Great report.
anyways,
I feel like I was there. I feel
well,
like
all they did was show the trailer, and then people asked like questions that were like,
what do you like to read at bedtime?
yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I used to go to those. And it was a lot of asinine questions, and it just annoyed me. I was like, this is just a waste of time.
What is your connection to the military community? Why'd you come on our show? Oh wait.
Hey, listen, motherfucker.
No, dumb shit. See, you were not listening.
Listen. I was responding to a
watch,
message. I was responding to a message on my watch.
Right. But no,
Ryan
yeah,
says,
they didn't like release any more information. Like nothing useful other than the trailer.
My goddamn dog just tried to eat a baby bird. Thanks for sharing,
Norman
buddy.
Reedus is in it too. Norman Reedus is pretty fucking cool. He was talking about Sean Patrick Flannery does jujitsu.
Yeah, man.
Tom Hardy does it too, but I guess
Yeah.
Norman Reedus was saying like he's done a bunch of these USOs like to Djibouti and all the cool places and shit.
Yeah.
And he said Sean Patrick Flannery when they're doing the Boondocks tour for it, he was out there doing jiu-jitsu and shit with Marines and stuff.
Yeah.
They had to lie to people ready to fight him and shit. I was like, that's fucking awesome. And he was talking about how he was like when he first started riding bikes as a kid, he had like was it Kawasaki or some shit? Oh yeah, I used to like run from the cops all the time. I was like, God damn, can you? And the weird thing was the way the camera was. You couldn't see him. Like you could see his kneecap or whatever. I was like, can you pan over so we could talk to Norman Reedus? That's where all the content is.
Yeah. Norman's an interesting guy, man. I've had a few conversations with him. He's an interesting dude. But yeah.
Anyway. And it's based off a book of pictures. You know, they're like was it inspired by a true story or whatever is in the thing?
Inspired by a kid's picture book.
It's like a book of photography or whatever. Norm Reedus said he had like 5 copies of it and signed by a bunch of the people, but I guess somebody photographed all these bikers from the 60s or something, and that's like inspired the guy to write the movie or whatever.
Inspired by Goodnight Moon.
But that's how he pitched it, which I was like, that's what? Like, and I thought about it, I'm like, well, I guess fucking every Marvel movie we've had is inspired by a picture book too.
I guess so. Yeah.
I can't knock them.
I'm gonna show you guys the trailer for my new movie, inspired by Goodnight Moon. It's just a shot of a moon just going over, and yeah, $9.95.
It's like,
anyway,
it was 3 hours of the moon. It was.
It's saying something. It's God. You don't get my art. You know, it's inspired by a Viagra commercial. That's good. I like that. Billy says, I want another Boondocks. They're working. They're working on another Boondocks.
I thought they were making another one, yeah.
Yeah, they've been working towards it. I mean, shit, that's the only job offer Sean Patrick Flannery's gonna get. Because he doesn't.
You better hurry up, man.
Doesn't get much.
They're not aging well.
The whole pitch for another Boondock Saints movie is that like they've inspired another generation of these like, you know, saints, and so now like they have to like mentor them, but / like keep them in check from you know, it's the young Jedi sort of Padawan kind of thing, and make sure they stay.
It's like
in
a
the path.
double the professional.
Yeah,
take care of your plant.
Professional 2, the professionaling.
The professionals.
the professionaler. He's more professional. Professional and more professional. Inspired by an army recruitment poster. That's pretty good. I like that. All right. One last story here. Do I have the picture? I had a picture for this. Do I have the picture? Yeah, I do have the picture for this. Yes, I do. All right. So, for this next story, Dexter. We love Dexter. We're fans of Dexter. Not how the original show ended, because that was probably the worst finales of any show of all time. Correlation, causation kind of thing. Sean Patrick Flannery was part of the last season of Dexter. Just saying. Just saying. Not cause and effect. I'm just pointing out that there's coincidence. Whatever. But the last season of Dexter was the worst TV season I've ever seen of anything. That being said, they came back. They did the follow-on show, like the fucking whatever you want to call it, the Dexter
in the Woods.
Yeah, Dexter Lost. I don't know, whatever. Which did okay, and I watched it. It was pretty good. Shocker, spoiler alert, they kill off Dexter at the end, so that's kind of the end of that. I think there was kind of a plan to make the son kind of continue on and do like a spin-off series, but I don't think people were into it. Yeah, so that kind of got scrapped. But now it has just been announced that a Dexter prequel series. Hang on one second, we're getting a call. Let's plug this in here. This is EQ. Who this?
You know who this is.
Hey, it's Pete, everybody. Pete from Grooming and Reviews 101. What's going on, Pete?
Nothing. You know you have an open line. I have to at least come in and say hi.
Yeah, of course, man. It's an open invitation for everybody. As always. As always.
Yeah,
what's up?
Man. So, by the way, Dexter's was one of the worst endings in history of any show.
Yes. Yes. No argument. Absolutely one of the worst series endings, season endings. One of the worst seasons of a show I can recall. So here, let me since you're here and you're talking about Dexter, let me read this. Mm-hmm. So basically, there was a prequel series that was announced. It was picked up by Paramount Plus, with Showtime as well. And Variety magazine has learned that they have found their 3 stars, because this is a series that's going to take place 15 years before the original Dexter series. So Dexter's dad is going to be played by none other than Christian Slater, of all people. So let me put up a graphic here. Here's our 3 main cast. You've got Patrick Gibson, who will be playing young Dexter. You've got Christian Slater, who will be playing, obviously, the young father, Harry. And Molly Brown will be playing his sister, Deborah. It says here, the show will be titled Dexter Original Sin. Gibson will play Morgan, yada, yada, yada. The 3 roles were originally played by Michael C. Hall, James Remar, and Jennifer Carpenter. This will be a 10-episode prequel. It was first announced back in February of 2023. This is set in 1991, 15 years before the events of Dexter. The official logline for the show says, follows Dexter as he transitions from student to avenging serial killer. When his bloodthirsty urges can't be ignored any longer, Dexter must learn to channel his inner darkness with the guidance of his father, Harry. He adopts a code designed to help him find and kill people who deserve to be eliminated from society without getting on law enforcement's radar. This is a particular challenge for young Dexter as he begins a forensic internship at the Miami Metro Police Department. So that is going to be the Dexter prequel series. What do we think, Mike? First, you, man. What do you think? Dexter prequel.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
I don't know. I wouldn't have put Christian Slater in it. I know they needed like somebody to do it, but he looks like shit. And he's trying to be the younger version of the dad who already kind of looked like shit. It's like, that's a terrible casting choice. Plus, I don't know, it's too completely different. They should have just got somebody that nobody heard of or whatever. And then you're already starting his internship. Like,
yeah, you're not really
that's
building.
you're going way too quick with that. Like you could have did a couple more seasons and then worked up to that.
Yeah.
Who does an internship at like 15?
Well, yeah, I mean, so he was like, I want to say he
You
was
can't
like
work for the police department that
30.
young.
I think he was like 30, yeah, when the series initially started. So yeah, 15 years before that, he'd be about 15. Um, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, when your dad, you remember his dad was like a cop or whatever, so maybe his dad has some pull. He's gonna intern at like the file as a file clerk. You know what I mean? Like working in paperwork or whatever. But no, I agree with you. I think if anything, they should have built to like him struggling through the first season and figuring out, and then he,
Like he's in school and all that shit. And
yeah,
then like
and then build, and
funny
you could
I
like
can
the
do.
season one cliffhanger is him like standing in front of like the Metro, the Miami Police Department, going like, I guess this is what I'm gonna do now,
Yeah, something like
hanging on that. But what about you, Pete? What do you think about the Dexter prequel series?
I think it's a horrible idea. I'll be honest with you. Anything they have done pre-equal, I don't care what kind of show it always has flopped. I have not seen one thing that is a prequel that came out good. You name one, and I'll bet you $100 or whatever you want to bet me is horrible. I could use a good example. Sons of Anarchy. They did a prequel in mine. That was a horrible series to the point I didn't even bother watching it. That's how bad it was. You telling me this is gonna be good? I don't think so. And Million Dicks is gonna be good.
So I will agree. Most often, prequels or spin-offs in general are not very good. I won't say never, because off the top of my head, Breaking Bad had Better Call Saul, which I think was a phenomenal show. It was different, right, in its approach, and it wasn't really about drugs so much as it was about like crime. But I think that's a phenomenal prequel that stands up head and shoulders with the original source material. What do you think, Mike? Prequels. The Phantom Menace. No, not the Phantom Menace.
Like there's been a few, but it's like like it's hard. The problem is people have trouble separating what they loved from the new material. So it's like everyone wants to see, Dexter that they liked from the Showtime show. It's like you're never gonna see, like, that was a one-time thing. Like you're not gonna see that shit anymore, and people just can't like let go of that. That's why they're never really successful, or they just do a shitty. They rush too much into it. But that Taylor Sheridan guy does pretty good with all the prequels. He did all those 1883s, and all those were pretty good. So
yeah, there are some.
That you just gotta like, I don't know. People, I think, are just too eager to like.
This is so. I read an article, and it was with I don't know if it was a director or a critic or somebody, but he was saying that right now we're living in an age where, everyone's risk averse. All the studios are risk averse, so it's. And this is why you're seeing a lot of like the live action Moana, the live action Aladdin, the live action Lion King, because it's like, well, this is a property that already sells. There's already a fan base in it, so it's less risky to invest 100 million, 200 million into that versus we do an original thing that nobody wants to see and it flops and we're out X amount of dollars. So yeah, I agree. Like there's never been a part where I was like, man, I wonder what Dexter was like as a kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you have that thought when you're watching the series, but not in the point of where like, I want to see a series. Like personally, Young Sheldon for Big Bang Theory, never watched an episode.
Why
never saw a single one. I enjoyed Big Bang Theory. I enjoyed it for what it was. Never once did I go, I wonder what Sheldon was like as a kid. You know what I mean? Like that never crossed my mind, did not interest me at all to see a little schmarmalicky kid and what I'm so smart, blah, blah. Just never, whatever. I just realized I have never took that picture down.
They, I mean, at least this show, like a lot of those things, they never like hint at it. they've showed like flashbacks the whole series, so it's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
they're a little better off, but it's also like it's too long, like in between. If they would have did it like after the first season, a year or two after that, I felt like
Maybe.
they probably would have done better. Now it's just like
People are like,
I
all
don't know.
right, I remember Dexter. I remember that
Yeah, they're
show.
like, huh? Like even what did they do 6 episodes of that last one? Like,
Yeah,
it
something
took
like
me a
that. 8
while before I
episodes.
realized it was out. I think like my brother or somebody was like, "Oh, you watch a new Dexter?" I was like, "What?"
I want to watch. I want to watch a prequel of Friends about
Right?
the landlord of the building and all the quirky people he rents to. Jim says I'm obsessed with.
I want a Newman from Seinfeld.
I'm obsessed with House MD. I want a prequel, House the Resident Ears.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What about you, Pete? Man, before we let you go, anything you're looking forward to? Anything you want to talk about? What's on your pop culture mind?
Okay, before I get into that part, I want to say one thing. I got to have my chest really fast.
Sure.
So anything they do later on, like the Dexter, the 70s shows or the 90s shows, after so many years, you lose the magic, you lose the it factor. So people are like, I'm over it now at this point. So
Sure.
why put the money in it? My second rant right now is the problem with Hollywood is they are scared and they became big pussies to actually, take a chance. Remember in the 90s and early 2000s, there were chances. They weren't like, let's play it safe and make money. Fuck you. No, take a chance. And that's where Star Wars came out, Star Trek came out, X-Men and all that stuff. If I'm wrong, please tell me. You took a chance and good stuff came out.
I mean, I will definitely say that they took more chances, but again, the good and the bad of that is that for every good thing there was a lot of garbage, a lot of stuff that we do not look back fondly at today.
That's true.
Yeah, because as much as Batman and Batman Returns were groundbreaking, and oh my god, then you had let's take a chance, let's go campy cartoony, and they did Batman and Beyond, Batman or not Batman, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever,
your favorite.
and for all those movies that took chances, and the Spider-Man and the X-Men and all that, like there was a lot of bad movies. There were a lot of bad movies.
But there was some great too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Like I agree with you. I feel like Hollywood took a lot more risks back in the day. But as Mad Mike loves to say, there was a lot more cocaine back then. So there was a lot more bad decision making at the highest levels. So
yeah.
Which
when you got a point, you got a
great
point.
stuff too.
But back to your original question, you asked me, what am I looking forward to? I'm going to say this. Your unofficial Assassin's Creed fan is I'm going to look at the shadow, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, did you play Mirage?
Of course I did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Like you saying, like it's just snow in the winter. Of course I did. It was a good game. It wasn't a great game. I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10. I think that's a fair score because how short the game was. It went back a little bit to the roots, but you were never going to be back to the roots like it was because that generation of Assassin's Creed is dead now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's what you got into back in the day, if you remember.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love me some Assassin's Creed. I'm excited when, like I said, we talked about this before, when they announced Shadows and they said it was going to be feudal Japan. I was excited for it. I know I'm torn here because I like Assassin's Creed. I do like, I love stealth gameplay and, single player, run around, running gun without the gun, but run around, assassinate people. That's all great. I feel like they purposely went a route to be a little more controversial. They chose a female protagonist, which is fine. And then they chose a male protagonist who's a black man. Now, it is based on a true story. There was a black man who was a samurai, and they're using that as inspiration for this. So it's not to say like, oh my God, they're just make believe. Like they're basing this off of real. Again, it's not a real story. It didn't real happen, but they're using realistic or real imagery and real history to make this game. But I feel like that was an intentional choice to be um to generate buzz, right? Like I don't feel like that to me. It's not saying like, listen, we got to do this Japanese game, but like we've got to tell about this one black guy that was there. It's like I'm sure there's a million great Japanese stories and Japanese protagonists and antagonists, but to say like let's drum up some controversy, let's get people talking. So we're gonna make our Japanese game based on this black guy. Like it bothers me.
So
not because he's black or anything like that, but go ahead. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
So I got you off. Okay, so in a way you're right, and in a way I'm going to disagree. So in Japan, from my understanding, because I have a couple of buddies of mine that are from Japan, the legit Asian guys. They over there, the Black Samurai is actually a pop culture phenomenon. Like they go ape shit about that guy over the years and generations, all that stuff. So using him, it was a no-brainer. So yeah, it was a conversation. Of course, they wanted to serve the pop, so people go buy the game, or start talking about it at least.
Yeah, but see,
it is a big pop culture over there.
You're right. And but that's the problem I have with it. If the choice is made because man, this will get people talking. How about make a good game? How about make fun combat? How about make a good story? And that will be something people talk about. But to purposely like this will drum up buzz. This will get people because let's be honest. So let's pull back the curtain for a second. Social media, content creation, all that. What is more popular? Positive, good stories or negative, hateful stories? Anybody that's done content creation, and this goes back to news media. What gets people's eyeballs? Sex sells, violence sells, anger sells, right? That's why every hour of news, there's that one story of like, oh, a puppy licked a duck. Oh, so cute. The rest of it's like 17 people murdered, like that sells. Controversy sells, anger sells, piss people off. I'm going to rant for a second. Politics, that's what it's turned into. Politics isn't about let's help people anymore. Now it's just let's yell the loudest. Let's piss people off the most. Like that's what politics is. And it's one of the reasons why somebody keeps telling me like, oh, I should do reviews on movies and reviews on games and things like that. And I'm like, I don't like to put negativity into the world. There's already so much negativity. I want to talk about happy stuff, fun stuff. We'll make fun of stuff and whatnot and poke at ridiculous ideas and poke at ridiculous practices. But like, I don't want to tear anybody down. I want DC movies to be good. I want movies in theaters to be good. I want good stuff. So anyway, so that bothers me when it feels like, because I can't tell you what they really decided to do it or not, but it feels like this was a decision made solely on let's get the buzz going, let's get the word of mouth. Because I feel like the trailers and the announcements and all that, nothing about, hey, here's this cool game mechanic we came up with. Here's these cool weapons and here's these cool things you'll be able to do. No, it was like, check out this chick. She's an assassin. And look, here's this guy. He's black. And like, that was the trailer. And it's like, you're not selling me on your game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see as we move forward.
I got even a better one for you now.
Sure.
A better one for now with Assassin's Creed. The next game, rumor, is going to be codename X. X is supposed to be about the witch hunt stuff. So that's going to be a big pot of stir too, because you're talking about burning a woman to the stake and all that back then. There was a lot of
Yeah.
if it did stuff like that, if you remember
The
your
Salem witch
history really
trials and
well.
all that.
So I think this is the route they're going right now, again, to stir the pot to get the conversation. And I agree with you. You shouldn't put negativity out there. Make a good goddamn game. How about you take it 2-3 years off and come back
and
like they used to do it back in the day?
And I have another. Well, this will be the end of it, but I have another beef with Ubisoft specifically. They've made great games. They've been a big company for a long time, but they have this new model of business that I absolutely find contentious and disgusting. You're going to sell a base game for $69.99. Okay, fine. You guys are making a game. You got to sell a game. But now, if you want the 3-day early access with the bonus skins and the this and the that, you got to pay $99.99, which that bothers me because they'll say like with day one content included. No, that's not day one content. That's shit that you put behind a paywall so that way I have to pay more to unlock the full game. That's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. You want to add DLC later, charge money for that later? Cool. I get it. You spent more time developing. You should get money for that. Absolutely on board. But don't sell me on day one content that's behind a paywall. That means that's like I made you a burger, but I'm going to take the cheese out. And if you want the cheese, that's going to be extra. Like no, man, that's a package that should be part of it. Then on top of that, they've added a new tier, a subscription model, where if you buy the subscription, it costs you $190 or $20, whatever, but then all the games, as long as you're a member, all the games will be like whatever it was, like $20 or $40 or no, it might have been you pay the monthly subscription, and any game that comes out, basically you can play. It's a stupid facade. The whole idea is to get everybody to the subscription model. That's what they want. They're trying to trick everybody because
I
you
agree
get all
with
that
you
stuff.
100% on that, because all the companies are doing that. If you think about it, they make you try to upsell you. To me, I would never buy that. The only credit I'll give Ubisoft when they did the DLC with Alexa and Vikings. I can't remember which games they were off my head. The other one, they combined both games. They gave that DLC out for free. I give them credit on that. But how often is that? It's rare as hell if you think about it.
So check this out. So this is for Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. $70 gets you the base game. Okay. $110 gets you the base game, 3-day early access, and a season pass. $130 gets you that base game, that season pass, that 3-day access, and the ultimate pack, extra skins and shit for $130. But what are they really trying to push you to? Because they're like, why spend? This is such a manipulation, right? They're jacking up all the prices because now when they go, hey, or join Ubisoft, our bundle service, it's only $18 a month, and you get all of that. You get everything that was in that $130 edition, and you're only paying $18 a month. You see, but like that's predatory. You see where they're going like, why spend $130? Just spend $18 and you get all that stuff. How about just charge $18 for the game?
Here's my issue with all this stuff. Skins and all that stuff. It's a waste of money. So what you guys have for skin? I don't see. It doesn't make the gameplay any better or different. It still plays the exact same fucking way. So why are we paying for skins and making these companies billions and billions of dollars for something they probably put a code, it took them like 30 seconds to do, just for a different outfit? It doesn't make no sense to me. It blows my mind people spend that money on that.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, Pete, man. Hey, I always appreciate talking to you. We've gotten past the hour, man. I'm gonna cut us short here, but thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you, bud.
Anytime, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, guys. Go check out Pete with Grooming and Reviews 101. Good dude. couple comments we had as we were chatting. Pandering, the word you're looking for is pandering. They do pander, yes. There is a black samurai. Yes, 100%. There was a. If there was a. Oh man. Okay. Patricia says, okay. Hey, I wasn't ignoring this. I didn't see this, but let's put it out there. Patricia says, I bet if there was a white samurai, you wouldn't have the same energy. But when it's a black person, it has to be controversial, even though there was a black samurai known in history. So, what is the controversy of this if this is historically accurate? Sounds like your own bias. If they had chose a white samurai, I would still think that's ridiculous. What my point was is when you have an entire culture of people who haven't been given a chance to shine. Name the last great video game based on Japanese history, Chinese history, right? Not saying that the black community isn't underserved as well, but there are games with black characters.
The Asian community is pretty low on even the actors. They're constantly complaining they don't get any fucking credit. Like,
yeah.
And they don't get any roles unless they're like the nerdy fucking scientist or whatever. It's like you got a whole culture of them that we fucking broke. But before that, they were badass fucking sword fighters.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Oh, let's put a black guy in there.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're not changing the game. You just gave two different skins. Like,
that's all
which
it is.
What's wrong with game? Like, it's not fucking Call of Duty. Like, you don't just shoot out a new skin and don't change the game, like anything in the game. Like, it's not fucking Madden or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like people need. They're not gonna pay $130. Well, people will, but most people won't for the same exact game. Like where you just reskin the whole thing, even the setting. Like get out of here. Give us something new. Like, I don't know, shoot a fucking Chinese star out of his butthole. Something to go off of. Not just, oh, we got a lady and we got a black dude or white dude, whatever the fuck it is.
All right.
Making
Patricia, and hey,
Asian and kick ass or something.
Let me just say, Patricia, too, I'm all for inclusivity. If nothing else, I've always on this show, every group deserves their chance to shine, right? Every group has a story to tell. Every group, has its leaders, has its fundamental people that are tied to their culture. When they made the Greek game Assassin's Creed about the Greek mythology and Greek people, I wasn't like, oh man, that should be a white dude as the main character. No, that should have been a Greek guy telling his Greek stories through his Greek experiences. Same when they went with the Egyptian background. Same when they went with, if they came out with fucking Assassin's Creed Africa and it was a white protagonist, I'd be the first to go, this is fucking ludicrous. This is ridiculous, right? Like, that would be stupid. It should respect the heritage, respect the culture. I'm saying let a male and female Japanese warrior be the eyes in which you tell the story. When they did Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it was they were British. I would have thought it's ridiculous if you put a Chinese person in the in the British times. Were they there? Yeah.
Did they
were
do
there.
shit? Yeah.
Could they? Yeah. Could there have been that one guy who became a tycoon? Like, yeah. But then I think putting him as the center point of your story, it pushes down everyone else's cultural representation for that group of people. So that's all. That was my only point.
Fucking add-on, like the whatever the season 2, you have that storyline. Like,
it could be a DLC.
No reason not to do it. It's
side characters or side missions or whatever, or like, and I know especially with we're picking on Assassin's Creed games, but they've put politically, like in the one game, like fucking George Washington was in it, right? Like because in that time he was alive. Like, you can make him as a character. You can reference the Black Samurai. You can say how important it is and all that. But I just think if you're making a Japanese game, it should be a Japanese character. Like, just call me crazy. I'm from my bloodline's from Puerto Rico. If they're like, hey, we're making the next Puerto Rican Assassin's Creed, and they had some, I don't know, Irish guy as the protagonist, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm sure there was an Irish guy in Puerto Rico once, but like, just saying. It's all right. We beat a dead horse on that. I appreciate you. I thank you for sharing your opinions and calling me out if you thought that I was being biased in any way. I'm happy to share my opinion, and it's just my opinion. It's just the way I feel about it. It's all good. We're all entitled. That's the great thing about this. We're all entitled to our own opinions and our own subjective things. So I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing, and I hope that there's more representation and that you see more characters like yourself. I grew up loving comic books, and although I look very white, I am very much Hispanic, and I didn't see a lot of people like me in comic books until more recently. So I grew up wishing that there were more Spanish characters in the comic books and movies and things. We were so excited when John Leguizamo became a thing, although it was
short-lived.
Yeah, it was, and it was very because remember it was like The Jerk came out, like that was very that was just a little too much, that was just, it was way over the top, way too much.
Cockroaches and Spawn.
Yeah, what was his name? Clown in Spawn. Anyway, that's the whole thing. Michelle Rodriguez, when she got big, but I called her, man, she crazy. My cousin dated her once. She was crazy then, before she became fucking whatever. All right. Anyway, we've reached the end of another great episode. Violator. I was trying to remember what the name of the character was. Violator. The clown Violator.
We've reached another one of those.
Yeah, man, dude. Fucking McFarlane is such a cock tease when it comes to the Spawn. Because he's been teasing, we're about to drop big news. Years.
Nothing.
Years
More
he's
boys.
been teasing. Yeah. No, he's specifically the movie. He's like, we've been hard at work, and we're not gonna do it till we get it right. And but I got big news coming down that dude, he's been blowing smoke on Spawn for so long, man. It pisses me off because I really like Spawn as a character, and he's a tease. He's a tease.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, guys. Joe says, good night. Don't forget to give your homies some good night kisses. Oh, that's so sweet. Yes. Give the love. Real quick, Friday night, man, is this week typically would be our Friday night game nights, which we are now calling FTX, Friday Tabletop Exercise, which I love. Because if you know FTX, you know FTX. It should have been this Friday, but I'm going to be out of town. I am going deep sea shark fishing because I'm going to do a man thing. Because the nerd thing has been doing me good for 40 years. Might as well try one man thing before I die. So I'm going to do deep sea shark fishing. I'll do that this weekend. I might go live. From the middle of nowhere. If you see... Come join me. Watch me get eaten by a shark. You'll love it. It'll be great entertainment.
You won't get it in.
I'll feed it one of my other middle finger.
Weak ass arms.
Be like, my little T-Rex arms. Not my strong hands.
These are my strong hands.
Strong hands. I'm just using my one finger. Anyway. So no FTX this week. We'll be back not next every 2 weeks. So not next Friday, the Friday after. But we got way more games coming. I have so much cool shit to share when it comes to the FTX stuff. Might be some collaborations, might be some partnerships, might be some giveaway opportunities. A lot of things that are possible and very exciting. Real quick.
I'm talking to Todd McFarlane over here.
Real quick, let's tell you guys what is happening here at WTF Nation Radio. Sunday nights, you got the Sports Bar. That's where you get all your sports news. Monday night is the Monday edition. That's where you get all your news, commentary, discussion about all the things happening around the world. Tuesdays right here, Pop Culture Warrior with me and your man, Mad Mike, your favorite chin in the country, Mad Mike. And we talk about all your, nerdy shit. We compare cultural appropriations in feudal Japan,
Yeah, right.
Wednesday, the smoke pit, and that's for all you smoking and joking folk. That's all you E4 and below. Thursday night, Sergeant's Time. That's for big army stuff. You talk about the military. You talk about what's going on in the Stars and the Stripes. And then Friday Night Freedom. That's our Swiss Army knife. That's our everything goes kind of show. And then not mentioned here is our good friend Nemo hosting Saturday night weekend co-ops, where he plays co-op games. Sometimes you're able to join in. You're able to connect with him and join in. I've jumped in and played some co-op games with him, and a few others have, and it's a lot of fun. So check out Saturday night weekend co-ops here on W.T.F. Nation Radio. With that, Mr. Mad Mike, yeah, and he's got a Discord. Yeah, that's true. He does have a Discord, so you can jump in on the Discord and listen in. Thanks, Scott. Anything for the fine folks at home before we shut her down?
No, I'm good. We said enough. I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear.
Pete, you can hear Pete.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what's his name call in, and I was just watching your face expressions.
Oh God, you couldn't hear him at all, or it was just too low?
No, I didn't hear him at all.
Oh
You were just
God.
like, no, I don't know if what the fuck, like if he hung up and you're just sitting there like fucking around, like because you're like turning knobs and shit. It's like he doesn't have that much shit to fuck around with. I'm like just waiting for you to be like, fucking got you, bitch.
Got him. Longest
You were
bit.
saying
Oh
shit, you
man.
dumbass. I was just wondering how long you're gonna stare off at nothing. Show's been over for 20 minutes.
That's just me having a stroke.
Literally couldn't tell the difference. I was like, I don't know if he's really listening to someone or if I'm frozen and I like.
Oh God, I'm having a stroke.
Like
or...
you can hear me now. Like I don't know.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's
All right,
hilarious, though.
it's past Mad Mike's bedtime, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna tuck him in for the night. We're gonna give him his goodnight kisses and tuck him in. This has been another fun episode of Pop Culture Warrior. Tune in next week. Greg Grunberg's gonna be here, man. Fucking heroes. Fucking Star Wars. We're gonna talk all about it. Very excited. And we got a lot more guests, man. A lot more really big guests coming up soon. I'm very excited for. We'll be announcing them shortly. We're just, again, trying to iron out dates. We have one scheduled. It's going to be a pre-record, but we'll talk about that one later. But, all right. That's it. I got nothing else. Go home.
Yeah, lights, bitches.
Go. Go forth and conquer. Be good, everybody. We'll see you next week. Shots.
Doc! Oh no! We're too late! We missed it! Oh jeez, this is heavy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc, I got a time machine. I'm just gonna punch in the coordinates. Pop Culture Warrior, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on W.T.F. Nation Radio. Now crank this bad boy up to 88 miles per hour.
Let's see it.